right. All right, y'all. We live.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Episode 2.
Hey, episode 2. Hopefully this one go a little smoother, even better than the first one.
Way better.
So, welcome to Chat Trap. Everybody tuning in.
Yeah, Chat Trap episode 2.
Yes,
we got
sir.
some new topics. We got some new people joining
This
in
was
for
a good,
this week.
yeah. Switched it up a little bit on them. Switched it up. We do a little intro. Everybody do an intro. All right, I'm Isabella, aka Izzy Official on all platforms.
I'm Talia, aka Mona Leah on the gram.
I'm Vanessa, aka Vesas_XO on Instagram.
I'm Amaya, aka Amaya Capri on Instagram.
I'm Aaron. My fault, Kels. I ain't even cut you off, dog.
No, you good, bro. Go ahead. You good.
No, I'm Aaron, but Aaron on Instagram. Aaron Webb.
Go ahead, Nick.
What's up, y'all? I'm Nick, os.nick on Instagram.
And I'm Kels, aka Kels is Love on Instagram and all platforms.
All right.
All right, and this episode is catered to a little bit of currently what's going on right now and a little bit of relationships. To be frank, relationships is the first one, the first topic we're gonna be talking about. And then also number 2, we're gonna talk about the quarantine. And just to begin with, some of the questions we kind of came up with, the first one was, can you be friends with your ex? And we're gonna elaborate from there. We're gonna go from there. Whoever want to start.
All right. I'm gonna start for y'all. Look, what I feel like there's nothing wrong with being friends with your ex. You know what I'm saying? Especially if like y'all was friends before. The type of person I am, I hate losing a friend. So I feel like you could be friends with your ex as long as it's not a toxic, you know what I'm saying, friendship or relationship.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent. I feel like the word toxic can mean so many things, and I feel like that's like a word that we know people are using, kind of like evolved now to this generation. But breaking that kind of down, I feel like you can be friends with your ex. On my level, personally, I feel as though if y'all both are mature enough to set a boundary and know where you guys stand, I feel like that's a conversation that has to be had between the 2 and 2. Or even not a conversation. If you guys aren't talking, then you aren't talking. I just feel like there should be some sort of maturity to where you guys can both be in a room together and act according to. Not acting like you're in a relationship, keep it high and by. Like, you don't need to be all up in each other's business. I feel like, but they can definitely have a relationship to where you guys are like cordial, but you're not, doing too much.
Yeah. I agree with you on that too, Izzy. I was gonna say too, like, I think that you can, like, kind of based off of what Nick's saying, like, I feel like you can be friends. Not that I'm not afraid of like losing friends or whatever, but like you said, if you create that boundary, like there's no attraction type at all anymore, then if you're mature enough, then why not be like cordial or, keep it like a buck, like.
I agree. I kind of feel like it depends on the situation. Like, let's say both people like were in love with each other at one point, and it didn't work out. They broke up. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a little harder to be friends if you were once in love with that person, especially if you move on with someone else. Like, I don't know if they feel comfortable. I also don't feel like you should have like bad blood between you guys or between the 2 people. Like, they should respect each other, but not be too close. Like, for a sexual reason. I don't know.
I feel like too, like. Go ahead.
Who's going?
No, I was just saying, like,
go
ahead, take it away.
I was about to say I could definitely say that there was a time when I couldn't be friends with an ex because of the bond that we had. So I could definitely agree with exactly what Vanessa's saying.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like depending on how long you were with somebody, that definitely has like a toll on like if y'all able to be friends or not. Like if you have like a long solid relationship and y'all just break up, and like that's gonna be kind of weird just to be friends if you're like in an extended relationship with somebody.
Yeah, I don't think that's healthy. Like that doesn't seem like a healthy situation to put yourself in if you're trying to move on from somebody. Like I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody and it doesn't work out, that means it didn't work out for a reason. Therefore, you guys should no longer to be together. So why put yourself in a situation when you're around that person? And it kind of, because that brings back memories that like makes you reminisce. I feel like a lot of times, if that's only if you know you were in love with that person and you guys were rocking for a lot of years too. So I don't think, I feel like that's kind of unhealthy.
But at the same time, though, some people take friends like different definitions. So like some people would be like, okay, a friend is like, okay, we talking every day, or we'll talk like every week or something. But then y'all was talking about just being cordial, like, okay, I'm cool with you if I walk into the room, whatever. But a lot of people would take it as like, all right, this is regular communication, and I'm always going to talk to you like on a scheduled basis, basically. So
yeah, and I feel like too. Ooh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, did somebody harp on the point of like maturity? Like,
yeah.
Did somebody say? Who said that? Izzy?
Yeah, I said maturity.
Yeah, I want to go back on that. Like, it's really about how mature you are, and if you're not to a level of maturity in your head where you could say like, where you could really be cool with your ex, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
At all.
Sometimes it's one-sided. Like someone is mature enough to do it, and then like the other one isn't. So.
And it's usually the female.
That's
It's usually the female.
That's a good point. That's true. And I feel like too, I feel like a big factor of that whole situation, say you do want to be friends with your ex, say you guys break it off and you're like, okay, we can be friends. I feel like if you're with somebody, I feel like if the person that you're with currently is feeling some type of way about you being friends with your ex, or feels that you're too close to your ex, you're still cool. Like, I feel like if the person that you're with has a problem with that, I feel like that should be something within that person to say, you know, hey, we can't be friends. Like, I feel like that should be addressed too, especially in relationships. And I feel like if your spouse has a problem with that, I feel like that's when it gets a situation of who do you care for more? You care for being your friend's ex, like, or do you care for the person that you're with enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna dead that relationship and end it and leave it where it came from, you know?
What spouse wouldn't care though? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But why?
I don't got no problems with it, but it's like that's used to love him, so it's like why are you talking to him?
But honestly, like kind of based off like what you're saying, like at that point, like a spouse, that means you're married for one. You got a last name. Like that, like so.
Your significant other.
Yeah,
it shouldn't even matter if you have like a bunch of.
I was like, an ex shouldn't even be going through your brain at that point.
It shouldn't even come into the picture.
But yeah, I feel like it's just up to like that. There's a lot to go into conversation, and I feel like if, like you said, who wouldn't be okay with that? I feel like there's some people who, if I was in a relationship with somebody and I trusted them and I knew they were solid, and they're like, hey, me and my ex are cool. We don't talk every day, but I hi and bye them. We have no beef. That's fine. Cool. Yeah, but there's one thing between doing that, and then there's some people who are like, I've been cool with her forever. I'm gonna still be cool with her, even though we didn't date, and they still ha ha he. And that's when it comes to a problem where it's like, okay, this is not okay. You feel me?
Right. But or like when I feel like in a situation that, let's say an ex hurts you and then they say, oh, but we could still be friends. I feel like that's like a no, because like you hurt the person, you shouldn't be allowed to see how that person's doing after that. Like you shouldn't see her progress.
Yeah.
Like even from like an outsider's view, like back to like what Izzy said, like if you're like cordial with your ex and then you trying to like get a boyfriend or get a girlfriend and you see them communicating and like all giddy and whatever, it's gonna like make you think like they're not available, so nobody's gonna like want to talk to them.
Yeah, it's gonna affect how you see them. Like I feel like people are gonna look at that person and then see them he and like, oh, y'all back together.
Be like, oh yeah, they back together.
There should be at that line that goes along with that line. Like, where do you draw the line with being friends with your ex? And are you mature enough to even have that conversation of we're just friends, or keep it cordial enough to where there's that boundary?
I don't know. It's just my personality. Go ahead.
No, I was just like basically agreeing to what you're saying. I was just saying like at one point in time too, for me, like it was to where like I was able to like not like regularly talk, but just like here and there. Like it was like an actual friendship. It wasn't like nothing like weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that not there at all anymore. So it just like look like from jump how it used to be like, oh, what's up, like tight.
And that's
so,
different. That's how I feel like how it should be. You know, keep it like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with something that Vanessa said when she said like if somebody got hurt. I feel like if depending on how the situation ends should also have you know what I'm saying, an effect on the friendship. Because I know me personally, you know what I'm saying, I've been hurt before, and I say I wasn't cool with that person. It took me a couple months to even want to be cool with them. So I could definitely understand that.
Definitely, it'll take time for sure. Like that's not like if you get hurt in a situation, it's not gonna be no boom. We back to how we used to be tight. Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mhm.
So I feel like the question is, where do you draw that boundary? Like, you know, I feel like that goes along with, you know, each situation and how you ended the relationship with your ex and each type of person, where you guys are at
the history of the relationship.
Block.
Like what previously went on and during the relationship.
What really, like what truthfully happened? Like, was it something super?
That's the conversation to have. Like, what actually happened?
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Because if you don't have that closure, even sometimes you don't even get closure. But if you like that closure, then it's gonna be kind of easier to be like, okay, can we be friends or can we just not like have that?
I feel like too, also another thing is, can you separate when you guys, after everything happens, can you mature, like be in a mature state of mind enough to separate your feelings and put your feelings aside and be like, hey, we're friends? Because I feel like a lot of times, you know, you're with that person because you're attracted to them. There's a connection there. So when you see them, that could, even if it ended on bad terms, you know, your feelings come back, memories come back. But if you're going to be friends with your ex, I feel like you have to separate that has to be a clear cut within yourself to separate that line of put your feelings aside. That don't mean nothing to me. Hey, how are you? How you doing? We're friends. Like that needs to happen. But a lot of people are not mentally strong enough or mature enough to
not at all,
separate the two, you know?
I feel that.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. So the next topic, I think, did everybody kind of get closure on that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next topic we got on the relationships, I think we kind of moving pretty smooth. Should we take close friendships to the next level? This is
define that a little bit more. Close friendships to the next level.
Close friendships. So like, if you got, I know a lot of girls have guy friends that they're really cool with.
I know a lot of girls. I was like, let's not. He was gonna say, let's have a.
No. I'm just saying. Well, you know, some girls have guys that they're really cool with. But
okay, yeah, like guy, he has a lot of guy friends.
But what if the guy want to take it, like?
Wait.
You mean someone you've been friends with? Someone you've been friends with like 2 years or something, or like years, or a year?
Yeah, bro, been in the friend zone for like 5-6 years, and now he wanna take it to another level.
I don't know.
Something my
mom vice versa.
But see, like, I feel like that's how relationships start. Like you have to be friends first. Like you can't just jump into a relationship like, oh yeah, let's get married. Y'all don't even know each other.
No, like hand in hand. Like it could be a good thing and a bad thing that happens. Like Amaya said, like you have to be friends first. Like, and two, like from jump, there's gonna be a sign there that one of them is feeling somebody from the beginning. So
definitely.
But what if it's like a true friendship? Like y'all both just like, okay, this is my friend. There's no like, okay, I kind of like you and you kind of like me. It's like you're my friend, I'm your friend type jump.
Low key, I don't know why, but like something my grandparents told me, like real old school people always say this. They'll be like, you can't be friends with the opposite sex for a long period of time and not have some connection and have some feeling. Yeah. So if you ride with somebody for like, we best friends, me and you and my guy friend are best friends for like 2+ years, 3+ years. I grew up with you since diapers. there's gonna be, regardless of if it's now, 10 years down the future, you're gonna look back and be like, dang, that was a good relationship. I could have cuffed that, or I had feelings there. Like, you're gonna have that connection with somebody if you're rocking like that. Like, you know, I feel like it's inevitable. It's gonna happen eventually. Sometimes, not in all cases.
Yeah, all cases, because I know for sure there's people that I've been friends with for like maybe 5+ years, and I'm just like, no, like it's friends.
Not for everybody.
But what if the opposite sex is not attractive?
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Because I feel like I don't know, for me, only personal experience for me, like I'll be friends with somebody who, I don't call nobody ugly. They're not ugly. They're just not my type. You feel me? They're not appealing to me. They're not ugly though. It's just I feel like it always ends up them having feelings for me. And then I feel like that's when you get stuck in a relationship. Like it gets stuck because it's like you don't want to hurt their feelings and lose your friendship, because that's your friendship. Like who wants to lose that solid friendship over feelings? And that's when it gets annoying, when one person catches feelings and you have to like, that's a mess. It gets messy real quick.
Yeah.
Weird.
But it's really not that odd though, because I mean I've had people catch feelings that's been like it'd be they'd be my friend, but it'd be like my homie, and it'd be like their sister, and it'd be like kind of weird, but it's like eventually it just blows over and everything's straight. Like,
ooh, that's a good one, bro. Talking to the sister, bro.
So like, no, I wouldn't talk to her, but like she was feeling me, and I'm just like, I can't even do it. Like, you my homie sister.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Is it different for girls? Like, do my girls think it's different? Like, say a guy, because you said, you know, he could do that and be fine. Like, tell a girl who's cool, like, nah. But if we tell a dude, like, from our perspective, if a dude's feeling us and we are stuck in that situation where it'd be like, tell him no. How do you tell your friend no? I feel like it's difficult. It's more difficult on my end to do that. I don't know if that's every girl, but for me, it's like, how do I let this person down without? Is it different for girls? Like,
from jump, I let it know what it is. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be like extra friendly to you because I know you're just broke. Like, I'm not about to do that. So I'm not going to give you mixed signals thinking, oh, it could be something, because that's not me. So
yeah. What if he was coming to you like, I want to date you, like, and you tell him like, bro, I don't even like you, like we're friends, like, and he's still consistent, like showing you good morning, like, you know, being friends, still being friends, but doing a little too much, you know, like.
Yeah, no.
How do you fix that?
He ain't no friend. He ain't no friend.
You just gotta start being real blunt.
Yeah.
Be like,
we already know.
Be cool.
Are like when we decline their gestures or whatever, they kind of like not turn up, but like change.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Hey, I can say something real quick.
Yeah.
So that one thing I want to touch on, yo, is what y'all said about the gestures, because that's where you can shut it down, like right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So that way that the person is not getting mixed signals, and then when they really come out and say that they like you, then you just, you know what I'm saying, hurt their feelings. If you like blocking them joints like in the beginning, then they'll know not to do it.
Right.
Look, some of these dudes be persistent though. Like we can both say, like, both dudes and girls can both say, like, some of these dudes be.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them, my guy.
He said I'm one of them.
I
know. You one of them?
I'm one of them, my guy.
Oh, bro. Not on the podcast, bro.
Whoa.
I'm persistent. I'm consistent.
Well, it's a difference between how you doing it, though.
So why do y'all do that? So if a girl's kind of showing you she's not really interested, why is it that sometimes, you know, they like keep trying, y'all keep trying, y'all keep pushing it? Like,
I'm gonna fall back.
You're gonna be interested.
I'm gonna fall back.
You're gonna be interested.
I'm gonna fall back.
But then it's like you can see when somebody just like really don't like you, and it's just like, and you still keep pushing and be like, yo, like we really just about to stop being friends at this point because you being that annoying.
Oh, cap. But look, no, because Nick is right. Like, he's right. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it'd be the people that you don't even like see yourself wanting to be with, but be like pressing you the hard.
What happened to my life?
There's always
we
something.
stay with bloopers. Yo. We always got bloopers.
Wait, what happened?
We always
anyway.
yeah. Who was talking?
What the heck?
But yeah, I felt that.
Maya.
That?
All good over there?
No, but at some point it's gonna be like, I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
But no, I feel like that's true. Like I feel like there should be definitely some gestures and some things that, you know, body language and things you say that can show where you stand with that person. And if that person still ain't getting it, it's time to get their feelings hurt at that point. That's when you got
like different.
I told you no. Like,
right. But I mean, sometimes like the gestures can get mixed up. Like you can be like, okay, this is my sister, quote unquote. And then she'd be like, okay, well, he give me hugs, this, that, and the third. And like she taking all the little small things you do, like you cracking jokes on her and whatnot, picking at her. And she taking it as flirting, but really you just messing with her. So it's like she liking you, but you know what I'm saying, you just chilling.
Yeah.
And that's usually how it happened. And then that's when you got to break the news to them. Like, dang, I don't even.
I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like from the jump, you just have to tell them, I'm not into you.
That's what
sometimes we don't know.
Yeah, sometimes you really don't.
Oh, okay, I guess.
And don't lie, like.
I think also going back to that topic, you know, close friends. I feel like people who end up, you know, going into a friendship, and you know don't have any intention on dating. Sometimes that's the person who ends up being your person, and you never know. And I feel like that sometimes they aren't planned. Like you guys just have that feeling of, oh, ew, why would I date my best friend? That's my best friend. That's my no. Like, and then you never know what happens, and in the end, that could be your person. So I feel like getting like close in a close friendship with a dude, I feel like it's each his own. It goes back to maturity. How y'all moving? Are y'all mature enough to be like, we friends, and this will never be nothing? We are friends, you know.
But I haven't gone through this personally, but I know some people like when like they're friends and they know everything about each other and they feel like they should be like that connection to being a relationship. But then when they figure like they know everything about each other, it's like, now what? Like now I don't be your friend or should be. But then at the same time, I don't want to mess up nothing.
That's a tough situation.
So that's really the original question, though.
Because it's like you lose it's like sometimes you may not lose that friendship, but it'll be awkward. Sometimes things get awkward because for whatever reason you guys just get your feelings mixed up. It was misunderstanding, can make things weird, and y'all I don't know. It's a tricky situation for me. I don't know. Yeah, I think it goes back to the person, if the person's worth it, and if you feel like that could go somewhere in a relationship. If you guys can see a future together where y'all solid and things go great, because hey, you've been my best friend, why not let's be in a relationship? Because you know your partner's supposed to be the best friend. That's supposed to be the person who knows everything about you. But sometimes you can see yourself with somebody, and I've been in friendships with guys where I'm like, I cannot see this going anywhere, and I'll tell you that, and that's why we're friends, you know.
Hey, I could say something real quick. One thing about friendships is you know your friends' good qualities and bad qualities. So you got to choose which ones you're willing to put up with too.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, honestly though, when it comes to that,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna just say with good qualities and bad qualities. Once again, when it comes to maturity, bro, you just have to put up with them, because I mean, it'll come to a point where you can like cut people off. You'll get to a point where you just gonna cut people off. But like, if you to that point of maturity where you can like put up with it, you would just deal.
Yeah,
like, simply
that's
just
true.
deal.
But that's where a lot of us like mess up, like, because a lot of us say like we start off as friends, but a lot of us kind of be moving real quick with like just a friendship stage.
Ooh, yes.
Like jump into like the talking stage, and then when you're talking, that's when you figure out all the bad and good. Like that's why it's so confusing. Like are you just friends? Like, you know what I mean? Because you know, like back in the day, like when my parents grew up, it was no talking. It was just like we're friends or we date.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think that's another con of our generation. I feel like it made it very easy, and it made it easy to make relationships harder. Yeah, it's very easy to make things more complicated than what they already have to be. And I feel like back in the day, like you said, you start off as friends. Your homie lived next door to you. You never knew that was the one, and then somehow y'all end up being together. Like that's literally how most relationships start. And back in the day, and then I feel like somehow in the midst of that, from then to now, it got this idea of talking in the talking stage. And I feel like that's when it makes things messy. And I feel like that's why it's easy. If you have your best friend and like you have somebody who knows you better than anybody else through like thick and thin, who's been there for the bad situations, the good situations, it makes it a lot easier to be like feel comfortable enough to be in a relationship with that person, you know? Not all the time, but it makes it better than just talking to somebody and then, hey, we're in a relationship. You know?
I think you just gotta keep it straight up from the jump, to be honest with you. Like, just let them know what it is. Like, if you have feelings for somebody that was your friend or like was your potential friend, and you would just tell them like I ain't gonna hold you, like I am feeling you, but I do want to be your friend first before anything else.
Yeah,
but
that's
a good line.
Hey, I could say something else. One thing I wanted to bring out is how like in friendships, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be problems. So with me, you know what I'm saying, that's where I see if I could really mess with you or not in a relationship. See how you're moving when there's a problem. And that can really help me to see if we're compatible in that sense.
And two, kind of based off like what you're saying too, like you want someone that's gonna be like your compliment. So like if someone's like not complimenting your aura or your vibe, like that's like a no go. Like there's gonna be signs from the beginning that it's gonna be like, oh no, this isn't gonna work, but we just ignore them. But
yeah,
but if you're friends, like you already have like a vibe.
That's true.
Yeah, that is very true. And I feel like going back to that question, you know, saying when it talked about should we take close friendships to the next level, I feel like kind of goes along with everything we said. I feel like it goes back to the maturity where you guys stand in relationships and being upfront, like, hey, we're friends. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere in the future. But right now, we're just friends. So I feel like it's not a bad thing to take it to the next level. It's just about how you go about it and how you guys communicate. And if you guys talked about that. And if you see yourself with that.
It kind of piggybacks off that first question we're talking about if we be friends with our ex. Like, I mean, if you do try and it don't work, it's like whatever. Like, if you can be friends with your ex, you should be able to be friends with someone who was crushing on you. So it's like, really shouldn't be that big of a deal.
That's true.
All right. Oh, go ahead. Who said something?
I was just saying agreed. I was agreeing.
I got you. So we actually got 2 more questions on relationships, but do y'all want to go ahead and transition into quarantine? Or do y'all want to?
Well,
what the next 2 questions are?
Huh?
I said, do y'all want to know what the next 2 questions are to Nick and?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's the next question?
Oh yeah, because we have. Go ahead.
On relationships.
Yeah.
The next 2, how would you feel if a girl asked you out, and why do you feel that way? It could be both ways, POV for both ways, like girls or guys. And then the next question.
That's more to the guys, because
you feel uncomfortable.
I definitely want to answer that one.
Go ahead.
Okay. And then, well, let's do it. Let's answer. We'll ask the next question too, and then we can go back. And then, how does the podcast team feel about asking their crush out?
Oof.
So, how does everybody feel about asking their crush out?
Shooting their shot?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
You can generalize the topic. Yeah, shooting. How do you feel about shooting your shot?
All right, so we can go with the first one though. Nick, you say you want to kick it with that one.
Bro, I'm gonna start by saying this. Look.
Let me go ahead, Nick.
This has definitely happened to me before. And this is, I don't know for all the guys, but for me, that's a turn off.
I'm sorry.
It's a turn off?
Turn off.
Why?
For a girl to ask you.
For a girl to ask me, it's a turn off.
Why do you say that?
I definitely feel like it should be mutual. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it shouldn't be one-sided. If you gotta ask me, that means you're feeling me more than I'm feeling you.
Wait, what?
You just gave them too much sauce, bro.
Too much sauce.
Look,
He's
me,
spilling
I'm
the
the type,
code.
bro. I'm the type of person who likes to show initiative. You know what I'm saying? So of course, and it's old school, bro. Of course, a guy's gonna ask a girl, but definitely,
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like for me to ask you, that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? And by you saying that, by you know what I'm saying that you rock with me in that way and that we could have that bond, then I feel like that's that mutual understanding right there. If you're coming to me and I don't feel the need to come to you about it, no.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
Kels?
Nah, Aaron, you go next, bro. Hold on, let me get my thoughts. Because Brad just spilled a whole lot of sauce with that one.
I mean, am I feeling her or is she just like feeling me?
I mean, y'all
That makes it
dating.
So like,
no,
no,
you're not
say,
dating.
say like you guys are friends.
You said what?
Look, I've gotten to tell you.
Say like it's a girl that's just like you just started being cool with, like you guys are cool, like y'all friends.
But do I like her though? Like, can I look her?
That's up to you. That's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm asking though, am I liking her or is she just normal? Like,
well, I don't know. That's the why we're asking.
If I like her, she's gonna say me like, hey, no, there ain't no big deal. It's like it's.
I got you, bro. So if she asks you out, y'all gotta be talking. It can't be just out of the blue.
So just say like you just want to get to know her.
Oh, so we talking about
just
asking me out as in like going somewhere?
No,
like dating,
no.
like to be your girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying.
Like going somewhere. Where are you trying to go?
Okay, so I already know her. Is this? I'm confused.
Her boyfriend.
Yeah, you know her already.
Oh,
and y'all
like is
not kind of talking, but y'all not like
so she's just
oh, so she's like she asked me if she can be my girlfriend, basically.
Yeah.
Yes. If a girl asks you out.
No, she's asking you to be her boyfriend.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I'm so good.
Oh yeah, no. I don't like that. Nah, I thought y'all was talking about as far as like a girl approaching you, like if someone hit me up. I thought that's what y'all talking about.
No, that's
as far as her like making the relationship, like I want you to be my boyfriend type job. I'm like that should be my job. I think.
Yeah.
Just from a chivalry standpoint, though, this is.
I agree with that.
Feel intimidated if she does that though?
You said would I care?
No, do you feel intimidated like if she did that to you? Like you'd be like, oh, hold on, you're stepping on my grounds. Like, why are you asking me?
What exactly would she say? Like just straight up asking me?
Like, do you want to be my boyfriend?
I've been feeling you my boyfriend.
I need a boyfriend.
I want you to be my boyfriend.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm dead. That's exactly how it's gonna sound too.
Yeah, for real.
I want you to be my boyfriend.
Now she said I want you to be my boyfriend. That's not really asking me.
And she said like, I've been feeling you, and we've been talking for a while. Would you like to like go out with me, or would you go out with me, or like, can you be my boyfriend? Literally.
Oh, that's cool. That was smooth though. But whenever you say something like, "Oh, do you want to be my boyfriend?" It's like,
okay.
Yeah, just period, bro. Just period. Like
I feel you. I mean, nah, I'm not feeling it though. I'm not feeling it. But if she did it the right way, like I'm cool with it. But if she's talking about something like, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" type joint, it's like
that's a no-no.
Not a no-no, but I'm gonna just put her in check and then ask the other way around. I'm not. It's just like, that's like a girl proposing to you almost. Like, that's not.
So
I don't think.
I feel like it takes away y'all like masculinity or something like that. Like, do y'all feel like Talia said? Do you feel intimidated? Like,
I wouldn't feel intimidated. I just think it was weird, to be honest with you.
I definitely step back.
That's honest.
Kel's gotta go. Come on, da baby.
Come on.
All right. Chill.
Yeah.
All right. Look. So I feel the same way they do. Like, it's not intimidating, but it's just like if she asked me out or she asked me to date, like I'm gonna just look at it like, yo, what you doing? Like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna be like, no, I got it. I'm gonna ask her, what do you like about me? Or like, why do you want to date? I'm gonna ask her a series of questions first to see if it's genuine or not. But I do think it's our position as a male to kind of like to initiate that.
Yeah.
But if you
Okay.
ask me out, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions to make sure you know, or
What
make
if
sure
they-
to.
What if they're taking too long?
I
Oh.
wouldn't be.
What you mean take too long?
What are you,
Like,
the boy
the guy is taking too long to like.
or the girl?
So if a guy's not
Oh,
asking a girl out, that means he doesn't like want to be in a relationship with her. I'm guessing.
Nah, he
No,
probably
she-
just waiting to find out if she ready or not.
It has to be something obvious or something fair.
He goofing off.
Honestly, it's not more of an intimidating thing. It's more of it's kind of a turn off. Now I think about it, because like she kind of rushing it, and it's like, dang, is this girl fast? It's like she ever asked me to be her boyfriend.
Ooh.
That's
That's
a
But
good point.
sometimes it's like cool. But sometimes it's cool. Like sometimes they genuinely like just want to hurry up and like, okay, I want you to be my boyfriend. But it's like, slow
Wait a
down.
minute. You said relax.
Bro, like,
Jeez.
Relax.
look, you know what I'm saying? Let me say something real quick. Y'all ready for this?
No.
Pressure, bust pipes. If she asks me out, that's too much pressure. I'm out that joke. That's too much pressure, bro.
She
I
applied a
wouldn't
little
be
too
out.
much.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
be
what I'm
ready
saying.
to
You
go.
gotta ask her a series of questions. That's when you gotta come
Okay.
in, ask her the questions, and
Moral
be
of the
like,
story, basically, don't do it. Just girls don't do it.
Yeah.
Wait for him.
But you
Wait.
can approach a
Yeah.
dude though. Like if you don't know him at all, like approaching him is cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
respect that. I respect that a lot.
I personally wouldn't do that. I would not ask a guy.
No.
date.
No, not
Yeah.
today.
I think if I were to, like, I don't think I would ask her to do the date, but I feel like if you wanna get to that point, I feel like there's other ways to ask, or like there's other ways to approach it. Like I said, like, hey, like I've been feeling you. What are we
Right.
doing here? Like, how do you feel?
So, like,
What's
there
the
you go.
next
There
Right.
you go.
Right.
Yeah, there
There's
you
nothing
go.
wrong with that.
That's
There
Right.
you go.
That right there is hinting.
You can high five.
Yeah.
Are
That's
we
hinting.
going anywhere?
But being straightforward, like
Like, I'll be
Hey,
like,
you
so
and my
what
boyfriend?
is our purpose? What is our goal? Like, do you see
Right.
us going anywhere? What's the next step?
That's
Like,
smooth.
how
Right.
did
hey,
you
hold on, that's a
feel?
little bit too much. I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on, time out.
But like, not all of that at once, but like just
But I
there's
feel
other
like she
ways
just
to say it.
I feel like she just wants to know, like, are you wasting my time or not? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what we doing? Is you with me or not? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
what's going
Cause
on?
Respect.
Like, if you're trying to talk to this girl and you're not really planning on having something like serious in the future, then what's the point of talking to her? And vice versa.
Or if you're not trying to hold it down.
Right.
If you're
That's the-
bored
I
and
mean-
you just want some, you
It's
bored and you just trying, I mean, then say
Right.
I'm bored and I'm just trying, I mean,
Heck
you
no,
know?
that's a waste of time. I
I'm
can't-
chill.
Just say what the deal is at the end of the day. And I think that's what girls try to do a lot of the time. Like, we want to know what's the purpose. What is the purpose of this? And that's there's other ways to say what's the purpose of this without being like, you want to be my boyfriend? You know what I mean?
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's if you do it in a joking manner, like you want to go boyfriend. But if you like real deal, like assertive with it, it's like, bro, pipe down, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, let me ask you.
What if
Let
she
me
proposed?
ask you.
Like, let's say y'all are dating.
you said what is she what?
Yeah,
She's like,
Wait, what
get her
happened?
out of here.
Next
said-
caller. What
What happened? I'm lost.
if she pulls out the ring, if she proposes,
No.
Bro,
And
that's
First
not
of all-
gonna happen.
how would you even let that happen? She would have to go figure out your ring size.
And that's not
Girls
hard.
are smart.
Yeah,
maybe he likes jewelry.
y'all find out everything else.
But that, like, I don't even know what I would do at that point. Because especially if you did it in front of a crowd, I'd be like, yo,
Yo.
That's
yo.
awkward. That's a little awkward.
Get up, man.
Imagine, like, no, get up.
No,
You
get
be
up.
like, nah.
What you
Stand
doing?
up.
Dust
Yeah,
yourself
Get
off.
up.
No, but I'm gonna
I would
definitely be
tell
like,
her to get up too. I ain't saying yes and then tell her no later. Like, it's gonna be an in public situation.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
You to herself though.
Dang, you might as well just break up with her then.
But it's embarrassing for me if I would say yes. It's like, dick.
But oh no, I'd be so heartbroken if I did all of this planning, got down on one knee, and you like, no, get up. What you doing? I'm like, dang.
First of all, I just think that's weird anyway. Like, what I look like.
Getting on a knee, like,
What?
Yeah.
You got the audacity to kneel down in front of me.
Yeah,
Like,
you oh,
Mm.
and it just looks
That's a no-no.
like and maybe
That's so wrong.
That's a no. That's a no. But yeah, overall,
I mean,
okay.
she can ask, like, if we was texting or something and we was getting to the point where she's like, "Oh, you trying to marry me or something?" Like, that's cool. you proposing,
Said you gotta go.
Yeah,
The
that's
moral of the story: don't do it. Don't do it. That's a no-no
yeah, don't do that.
for most guys. No. So how
All
do you
right.
guys? Next question. Roll it up.
Do y'all want to do this last? I mean,
Yeah.
relationship question?
Let's do the
What's-
quarantine first and then do that.
Yeah, we can do that last. That'll be a good wrap up.
Yeah, little good.
Hey, good question for y'all real quick. Can we do a quick intermission?
Intermission.
We live, bro. We can't.
Like 5 minutes.
No. What you
We're
want in the bathroom?
Y'all live? Just live?
Yes,
live.
we
Yes.
are
We
live.
live on
There's no
YouTube.
intermission. I gotta
You
use
can't
the
put a
bathroom
live
real
on
quick.
intermission.
Go ahead, bro. We're gonna be right
Yeah,
here.
just close your camera.
Next caller. Next caller. Because he ain't talking about nothing. Because he ain't talking about nothing.
Oh, crying. Nick is a look. That's it.
And welcome to Chat Trap.
Welcome to Chat
Yeah.
Trap, where we talk about it.
Apparently.
Yo, I'm
But
dead.
let's get into a little bit of quarantine topic while he goes and does
Whatever.
next.
Whatever.
Quarantine.
Quarantine.
So we have 3 questions. The first one is, how has social distancing affected your life? The second one is, do you think social distancing is important, or is it getting in the way of your plans for the year? And what were your plans post-corona?
First
We can
question.
just start with the first one.
First question. I'm depressed.
You say you're depressed?
I'm depressed.
I'm
No,
not.
but it has made me feel like more sad. Just because I don't know. I feel like everyone says this, but like this year was gonna be my year. And now
I felt that.
I felt that. I say like I have like pros and cons with it. I feel like what Nessa said, I feel like depressed just because, like, since we're not able to like really go out and really do much activity before, it kind of leaves you in a space where you're kind of in your head a little bit, like thinking about a lot of stuff that's going on, or for instance, like what's taking place now, like making you think about more negative things when you're not trying to. But like with the pros, I feel like it's helped me a lot spiritually because I have time to actually like study. But it has its pros and cons.
Wait, what's the question?
The first question is, how has social distancing affected your life?
Saying no.
How has social distancing did what?
How has social distancing affected your life?
Oh, I got it now.
You gonna go ahead?
All right, I'll go. For people who know me, they know I'm a social person. So like, I mean, I have fun by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm goofy. I be laughing at myself. I be talking to myself. I be entertaining myself all the time. But like, I love being around people. So it makes me miss the outside world almost. Like I miss all the guys. I miss being able to get together. You know what I'm saying? Have fun.
I felt that. I feel like it's the same. Like I feel like it's been pro and con. Like it's been a bumpy ride. Let's just say that. Because at first I felt like it was a good idea. Like everybody put the whole world on pause. Nobody feel like they're missing out because everybody in the house. It gave you some time to think. Contemplate life. I feel like it gave me time to. I feel like this definitely gave me time. I didn't expect it to be as long, like months and months and months. Now I've kind of started to realize, hey, this could be my life, or like this could go on for a while. So I feel like it definitely made me realize who my friends are, who's been checking up on me, who calls me, hey, you good today? You eat today? What's going on? How you been? And I've seen the people who I don't talk to anymore. I used to talk to on a regular basis when I see them outside, and I don't talk to people. So I feel like it definitely forces you to, weed out some friends, weed out who, like, I feel like it helps you realize who you are as a person. And I feel like that was something for me. I could never be alone. I hated being alone. I always needed to do something with my friends. When I had boredom, like I couldn't be by myself with my own thoughts for like 2 seconds. I had to go do something. So it makes you sit and be alone with your thoughts and make you think about who you are, what you have, like all of that stuff. Like that's definitely a pro. Like that's something that's helped me, like, you know, realizing I gotta be alone. I have no other choice. But then also, you know, you miss your friends, you miss your family, you miss partying, barbecues, late night kickbacks,
Cookouts.
all of that. All of that.
The
Yes,
Snapchat
man.
memories be depressing. They flashback. What you was doing last year. Living your best life.
Definitely. I think just the same what Izzy was saying, kind of like evaluate who you hanging with or like who you used to hang with. Like just you really see who really you was cool with or like who you felt like or this person was kind of affected you in a good way or they affected you in a bad way. But then again, I'm kind of using this time to really just like open up some new doors for myself for the future. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do a lot. Like I was telling Nick earlier, like just staying busy during this time, bro. Because
Definitely.
we got a lot of time on our hands, and if you ain't accomplishing something during all this mess,
accomplishing,
it really ain't gonna look good. So I'm so with it.
The whole like quarantine thing made me kind of come out of the comfort zone a little bit, because now like I've met people, you know, and talking it up with people, but that I didn't do that like before. Like before, I was kind of just in my own little here, but now I've expanded to like talk to people in different states and different areas and different ages. That's a different thing for me too. So like that's something that's been beneficial too, because now you can kind of see like, you know, how big our organization is too. So
hey, I could say something. During this quarantine, I met so many new people. It's crazy. Just off of lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely forces you to do something. It forces you to stay busy. It forces you to be creative and go out your comfort zone, because it's like, what can I do? All right, I'm bored in the house. Let's do something. Let me figure out something I can do. It makes you want to get up and do things that you wouldn't before. Actually give you time to, you know, go pick up your guitar, go do something, go make some music. I know all my friends dropping music. They're in the house cooking up with music, dancing, and whatever the case may be. I feel like it forces everybody to get out their comfort zone and do things that they haven't before. But also I feel like it's kind of been a trap, like a social media trap. It's been very hard to not get stuck sitting your whole day, sleeping your whole day away, or picking up your phone and being on social media all day long. It makes you have to check yourself and where your time is going, because I've been falling into social media a little too much.
I definitely got addicted to my phone more than I was already addicted.
And have y'all seen that really like ain't really nothing on social media right now? Like, I mean,
There's
of
nothing.
course today, because it's Blackout Tuesday, but like period, like ain't nothing real live entertaining been on social media.
It's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Waste of time. That's honestly, and I feel like it's just on, like, the world right now as a whole is very negative, and I feel like it's just the social media right now has just been emphasizing more negativity. And going back to that depression, you look at your phone and it makes you depressed with everything going on. It's news stories, it's all types of stuff you see on the socials, and it's like, dang, this is the life you live, and it makes you sad, and you're just sitting there by yourself because you can't do nothing, you can't go nowhere, you can't chill with your friends, so it's hard. And it's definitely a mental challenge.
But the crazy part is there's always that like negativity, even if this stuff wasn't going on. Like even if everything was normal, like you'll scroll through social media, you'll see everybody else doing this, or someone that's doing something that you want to do, and you're like, well, I can't even do it no more because they done did it. Or it's like, I'm never gonna get to that point. So it's like, that's why social media is kind of just tricky altogether. You just gotta really, and what I've done personally, I've set timers on mine. I don't know if that's something y'all done. So I can only do it for like 1 hour a day, Instagram, Snapchat.
I'm not that
1 hour is up, is over with.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So it's definitely.
I'm not that disciplined.
I know I'm still, like, a few of us are in the podcast, I know, are still working too. I'm still working. I know T's still working. So also, you know, I feel like for me,
Maya is too, and
like I feel like it's a whole different world right now. Like nothing will ever be the same. And I feel like even going to work, it kind of makes me feel like, okay, things are kind of going back to normal. I'm going to work. But then I get to work and it's like, dang, I'm depressed because it's still like having masks on, having gloves on. It's like, I'm still stuck in quarantine. Like, this is not how it's supposed to be. Like, it makes you sad. It's like, this is your everyday 9 to 5 now, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was your next question, though, on the list? I know you had a few more.
Oh, we got 2 more. The next one is, do you think social distancing is important, or is it getting in the way of your plans for the year?
In a way.
I think it's very important, because if they didn't do it, I know that the virus would have like blown out of proportion. Social distancing, even though a lot of people aren't obeying it, that just that percentage of the people who are actually like doing it, it is helping control the numbers. If they didn't even like do this whole little, you know what I'm saying, quarantine and social distancing type jump, bro, this virus would have been big, like real big. And we're still in the beginning stages. So
Right.
But it did mess up a lot of plans I had.
Definitely.
For sure.
And I feel like going back to what Vanessa said about it, like, this is so corny, about it being our year. I know for me, like, I had plans to link up with most of the people on the podcast. So when people on the podcast, I'm like, I'll finally link up with y'all, see y'all, get to meet them. And I feel like traveling wise, I had, this is a big year for traveling. I know I had plans. A lot of my friends had plans. Like, there's so much. 2020, it just sounds like a dope year. It sounds like a dope summer. This is going to be a tough summer. And it's like, everything canceled, everything shut down. It's like, it sucks. It sucks. Concerts, all of that. So it definitely sucks, but it's for a good reason. And I feel like when it's a good reason, it kind of doesn't make it suck as much. It still sucks, but a little less, because, you know, it's for a good reason.
Yeah.
Remember when they said 2020 was going to have like flying cars and stuff?
Yeah, bro.
We got murder hornets instead.
We don't got that no more.
Now we got the Ebola.
We got all of that.
Ebola,
Corona.
We got riots. We got a lot going on right now.
That's what I'm scared of, because like it's going on in front of where I work, and I start next week. Like I go back next week.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's scary.
Bro, think about how many people died this year too.
That's a lot. I feel like there's no peace.
The 6th month of the, like, it's only half of the year.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. The death that hit me the most this year, bro, was definitely between Kobe and Pop Smoke. I'm sorry,
bro. Yeah.
Now, when Kobe died, the whole year was already over.
Everybody was shook.
That was the start of it. That was the start of the bad year. Kobe.
Yeah.
That started it off.
Wasn't like the 2nd week of the year?
No, it was the first.
It was the first.
Remember, it was like World War III or something.
Yeah,
World War III.
That's
started it all.
I was like, no.
It's definitely. I feel like this year it's you know, it's been going on for a while, but it's getting more and more emphasized of how there's no love, there's no peace, there's no unity, and I feel like we're in, you know, that time right now. There's no peace, there's no love, and it's showing more and more, and it makes it harder to, you know, like you said, not be depressed, especially during quarantine when you're by yourself, looking at everything, looking at how it's just getting worse and worse. It takes a mental toll on each person, you know.
Like, I'm scared to see what's to come for the next 6 months. Like, what's next? Like, I'm thinking it's gonna get better. Exactly. I'm thinking it's gonna get better, like, as the year progresses, but no, it's getting worse and worse every single day.
And they already said that the numbers already spiked for the virus because of the protests that have been going on.
We ain't going there.
It's scary. It's definitely scary. But what you gonna do? Just try and be in the best mental health and just, you know, check yourself. Self-check. I feel like everyone needs a self-check every day. And also check up on your friends. I feel like that's a big thing too. You know, I feel like everybody can get so wrapped up in themselves. But just remind yourself, hey, let me check up on so and so. I haven't talked to you in a while. Let me like see how you're doing. I haven't spoke to you. I haven't hit you up. Like, talk to somebody you haven't. Make that a goal of yours, or just reach out, because as much as you sitting here feeling depressed, somebody else, my friend over there sitting feeling depressed. Why not check up on each other? Feel a little less depressed,
Right.
Definitely.
And then the last question was, what were your plans post-corona?
I was like,
So I feel like we might be here all night on this one, but I don't know.
no, I'm not. For me,
No.
y'all already know, like, a lot of people know that I like to travel. Like, I like to go places internationally. So I have a few spots. I was trying to hit up like a few other countries that I wanted to go to this year, but Miss Rona ruined it. And I was going to go to a lot of music festivals. So
Me,
I was trying to go to DR.
Dominican
Puerto
Republic.
Rico.
I was supposed to go to Bahamas. Probably still will, but
I was supposed to go to Bali.
I want to go ahead nowhere.
I was going.
You want to go there?
No, I said I was going everywhere. Like I was going to so many states this year.
Oh, where?
And you know what I'm saying, we had we were supposed to throw a party in the summer.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm looking forward to that tournament.
And we had one planned
And a
for
tournament.
yeah,
basketball
I took
tournament.
off.
Bro, party.
I wanted to go to the tournament so bad.
Bro,
I was supposed to stay
kickbacks.
down at home.
It would have been so much to do this summer, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I planned a trip to Paris and Amsterdam. And at first, like when everything went down, I was gonna go in April, and I rescheduled it for June, thinking like Corona's gonna be over by June. I rescheduled my whole thing. And it's like, dang, that whole trip, I always wanted to go there, and now it's like canceled. But yeah, definitely like every state, going to Cali. I have plans to go to Cali, go to Florida, everywhere. Canceled.
Aaron?
Oh no, I just said I had to go to. I was going to Puerto Rico.
Keep
June,
on the spot.
Puerto Rico.
June. Yeah, I was supposed to
Puerto
go.
Rico's love.
That was my first out of
He said,
country. Well, technically out of country.
I'll be in there like, hey. For sure.
Yeah, I
It
had
definitely canceled a
serious
lot.
moves.
It's big moves. Big moves.
All right, so we're approaching the hour. So we gonna close it out with this last question, which is basically, how does the podcast team feel about asking their crush out? So we're gonna let the ladies go first, and the guys, we're gonna.
Wait. What was the question?
How does the podcast team feel about asking their crush out?
Oh.
I don't think so.
I think it depends on the dude. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna start.
I
I'm
was
not
like,
scared. Like, I'm not scared because I mean, at the end of the day, you gonna take to your grave holding that back, like that you never did it. So, I mean, just do it. Like, the worst the person can say is no, and just be honest. Like, I always preach honesty. Like, if you're not gonna be honest about it.
I think it depends on the dude, and I feel like personally, if you got me to the point where I'm even contemplating asking you out or telling you that you're my crush, that means that, I'm feeling you, you're feeling me clearly. So I feel like if I do that, I'm for sure that you like me. You're probably waiting on me. So I'll make that move because I feel like you're waiting on me. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do it. I feel like it just depends on the circumstance and the dude and the signs he's showing me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too. Me personally, I don't do like the initiating it first. I kind of like fill them out, and obviously, like you said, like if I'm even having that thought of like saying I'm gonna ask you out, then there's already feelings involved, like on both sides. So
I mean, not necessarily though.
But I feel like if you text me, if you like, hey, good morning, babe, good morning, da-da-da, I'm like, all right, clearly you like me. Maybe like,
see, you wouldn't be at that point yet, though. It wouldn't be at that point. Like, say if y'all just y'all at a function and you see Buddy over there, you just like, dang, bro, he kind of fun. And then he's like, would you go over there and talk to him?
But that's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
let me
It
tell
would
you
have to be
something.
a level of me talking.
But what do y'all consider?
I'm
What do
thinking
No,
and
y'all
asking
God,
you
consider
about,
shooting your shot?
you don't even know what he sound like yet.
Like,
you can't be my crush. How can you be my crush?
You
you're
know,
not
he
at a
look
party.
good.
Listen. A crush is like when you see somebody, you like, oh dang, like they cute, this and that.
Right.
Crush and liking
Oh
somebody.
no, because I don't know you. You crazy. No.
Look, I feel like I'm confident. I know that if I was to walk over there, a good 8 out of 10, I'm in there. I'm in
There you go, babe.
there.
Okay, brother man.
Go.
Bro,
Okay.
it's all about how you talk. You gotta know how to talk.
Yeah, it's the way you talk. It doesn't matter what you say, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If it's a dude I saw at a party, probably not. Unless you looking at me and I'm looking at you, and you looking at me and I'm looking at you,
Right.
you waiting for me to come over there. I'm up. What's up?
Right.
But then again, we could be looking at each other, and then when I go over there and I say, yo, I seen you looking at me.
I'm dead.
You get to talking or whatever.
I mean, so we,
And then you
I
say,
see you.
I wasn't looking at you. And then y'all hit the curve button quick. Then we're gonna be looking crazy. Well, I'm not gonna be
Imagine she's cross-eyed.
I've been
oh man.
hearing headlights, no cap. I be out of there.
And you walk up to her and you're like,
I'm out of there. I'm gone.
No, I be looking like a deer in headlights. I be like,
I'll just ask her for something. Like, yo, can you hit that napkin right there, please?
Yeah.
He gonna be
no,
moving.
you're one of those that make the girl nervous.
Back out quick.
I'll probably go over there. Like the only exception for me even going your way is if you're with somebody I know and I'm offended. Something. Hey, what's up, friend? Who your friend?
Oh, yeah.
Who your friend? You know,
That's whack. I don't like that. I don't like
no,
that.
I'm gonna just go in there and start talking. Like I'm like, hey, what's up? And finesse my way into the conversation.
But see,
then-
look, it's obvious when girls do it, though. It is dumb obvious when girls do it. Because they'll walk up, they'll say what
And
they
that
gotta
gives
say,
you the
and they'll
chance.
hurry up and walk away. They'll walk away so quick. And you be like, bro, she was feeling you. Why she walk away so quick?
Northern girls are so bold though.
I feel like that's something they do in high school. Like a girl walk up to like her friend because she's talking to, or he's talking to a cute guy or whatever.
I never.
Look, can I say something? Look, if we're talking about like at a party and I see a shorty do this and that, I'm gonna wait till a song come on that I could dance to it with. Yeah. And look, then once I get that, you know what I'm saying? Once I get in the dance, yeah, it's right from there.
I mean, once you got her dancing, I mean, that's
Then
Oh
you
yeah, it's a
good.
wrap.
You in there?
We going there.
Green bean.
But how would y'all, like, he was just explaining how would y'all go about doing it? He explained his, like, he said to wait for a song and then do what he got to do.
Oh,
Like Kels, how would you know what I'm saying? What's your scheme?
Oh,
what's your
man.
plan?
this is giving away some sauce right here.
Nah, you ain't got to get a sauce
Hey,
with.
bro, you ready?
Oh,
Look, all right, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little trick, bro. So, first of all, you gotta act nonchalant at first. Like if you see somebody looking at you, bro, think you know what I'm saying? like you look over
we
there.
ain't doing that.
Look. It's stagey shit. Like she know you looking at her, but like you know what I'm saying. I like you cooling off of it, and then of course I'm gonna initiate it. And I'm gonna go over there, compliment her, look her in the eyes, smile.
Hey,
Right?
hey, I ain't gonna hold you.
You messed
I'm
up,
corny.
bro. You messed up.
You say
I
you
ain't gonna
corny?
hold you. Yeah, I'm corny. I'm gonna just come up to you and I'm gonna say the most random. Nah,
Like
I ain't even gonna tell a
chicken?
joke. I'm gonna just,
You be like, hey,
I'm
yo.
gonna just do something off the wall.
You like chicken? Cause I like chicken. I'll be like, what? Like,
Nah,
like, nigga, what?
nah.
who are you?
Yeah,
He
but
be like,
it's just gonna be something
yes.
mad corny.
Dance.
Nah.
like what
No,
though?
I don't want to give her no sauce on here.
Oh god.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just a bold type of person, and I feel like if I'm at a party and I see you looking at me, I'm gonna just be like, introduce myself. Like I don't feel like that's why not introduce yourself? You see me, you're looking at me, we're making eye contact. hey, what's up? My name is Izzy. How are you? Who are you? Like, I'm gonna just introduce myself. And if we don't click, if you just like, oh, it's good, and you brushing me off, then clearly you're not feeling me.
But that can be mistaken though, because everybody do that at parties. It's always
But you know, you looking at somebody, you keep looking,
look,
and they looking, and you keep looking, and they give you
nah, but look,
like,
if you talking to me and you playing in your hair, it's solid. It's over.
No, bro.
Over.
I know there's one good way, bro. Like, say if you're in this close group, like say if all of us was in person, right? And then y'all in the same room, and then like either you tell a joke or say Nick told a joke, and then everybody start laughing. And then usually the person you look at, like while everybody is laughing, is the person that you feeling at the moment. So it's like everybody in the room is laughing, but she looking at you and you say a joke. She just want to see that you're laughing too, like type of.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if she's staring at you while y'all laughing, it's like
us girls really be like in guys' face. We like want like it don't matter what they're doing. We just be like staring like at them, like at the dude.
It's so funny.
Y'all be getting caught. I look to the left, I'm like, God dang, like, geez.
That's facts.
That's a definite go in.
That means we know what we want. Sorry. He said no.
Vanessa? Amaya?
Amaya?
I feel like if y'all say like y'all at a party and y'all doing that weird I exchange and nobody say nothing to each other, it is what it is. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, like if nobody's gonna shoot their shot, then either way it wasn't meant to be.
Because you ever go to a party and had that happen, and then you leave and you know you never talked to that person. Bro, I've done it, and I was just thinking like, bro, I should have talked to him.
Yeah.
Hey, that's happened.
I have a regret sometimes.
Yes, it's a regret.
But I done went hunting on Instagram trying to find like, bro, going through mutual pages.
I'm good at that.
I've done that. I ain't gonna cap.
I'm good. Yeah, I have to.
Go to like people who went to the party and
I'm
pictures.
like, she was with him.
Right. Yeah.
Where he at?
Like, dang, what her name start with? What's in the S? God.
Hey, bro. Let me say that. If we talking about party setting, bro. First of all, Nick not even there. Lorenzo is there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
Lorenzo's there.
Lorenzo.
That's Lorenzo. That's not Nick. That's
Alter
Lorenzo.
ego.
Alter
Bring
ego.
an alter ego.
Period.
Well, Spanish name.
Lorenzo.
The most.
Lorenzo.
No.
Vanessa?
Yeah.
We'll close it out?
Closing it out. So I feel like we
look,
covered a lot.
I'm gonna tell you what happened one time. So I went to this party and I met this cute guy, and we danced like we danced a lot actually. We danced like a lot of bachata, and he was a good dancer, and we were like having conversation, like it was going good. And then my dumb self just walked away. Like I don't know why I like walked away because I got nervous. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna walk away. After that, I didn't get his socials. I didn't get his name. I forgot his name. I forgot everything.
That'd be the worst feeling. Like,
and I don't even know his like. And then after that, I was like on Instagram. I was like, yo, like, who do you have? Does
anybody know him?
I was about to like shout out, but you know, it is what it is.
I found out the faster you get the contact, the better. Like, if you approach her like right then and there, and it's like you kind of have to have an excuse to walk away, and then once you get that excuse, it's like, oh, let me grab your snap, let me grab this or that, and then like you got to do something, go to the bathroom, get chips.
Definitely.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna go over here with this and this. So it's like, I don't know if talk to you. Let me get snap. And it's like, even though you talk
and then you gotta lay low for the rest of the night because you might see something else, but you gotta be cool.
Oh,
right.
Something
that's my wife. Like, oh,
there it is.
Y'all,
Bro, 10 pieces walked in. Hold on, let me go ahead and delete that one. I don't even need no more.
Options.
So I'm about to put my hands up on that one.
Personally, for me, I would not approach someone or like shoot my shot at them unless I feel like I'm getting the same energy. You know.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah. I feel another guy's initiative. That's just like a guy's initiative. I feel like girls look at. And if you're not doing it by the end of that last song going on and we dancing, I'm gonna shoot my shot. And if I miss, I miss.
It'd be cute when girls do it though. Like I appreciate it sometimes. It'd be like, oh shoot.
Look at him.
Hey. All right.
All right,
Well,
y'all.
All right, guys.
that was episode 2.
We covered a lot. Let's
Chat
do a
Talk
little
Podcast.
recap though for the people for the one time. We talked about
Go ahead,
relationships.
Izzy.
Talked about relationships. Talking about exes. Can we still be friends with our ex? We said boundaries, and your relationship with that person. And also then we talked about, should we take close friendships to the next level? Me personally, I said, why not? If the shoe fits, go wear it, If y'all rocking with each other, why not? And then we talked about how you guys feel about girls asking them out. Y'all said that's a no. Don't do it. And then also how we feel about, asking girls, how we feel about asking our crush out. We tried to answer that. Then we got into the quarantine. The quarantine sucks, but hopefully things will go back to normal soon. We all are actually benefiting, pros and cons of that. It's a good thing and a bad thing. And that's pretty much it. Anything else I missed? No? All right.
We want to thank y'all for joining in episode 2. This has been Chattrap Podcast.
Everybody, new people in here. How did the new people feel about the podcast and talking? How do y'all feel?
How y'all feel?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Welcome.
Let us know, please.
Nick, you want to go?
I definitely rock with it. This is, I would say, is really different. It's original, and I can see this joint doing real good for sure. Y'all got my support.
Appreciate it.
Peace and blessings, my brother.
Love.
For sure.
How about you, Aaron?
No, it's dope for real. Like, it's a nice little spot for everybody to come and like just watch and then talk about popular topics and listen to them and get people's opinions that's like close to the same age and genre. So it's like, it's cool. Like, if I wasn't on it, I would watch it.
Oh,
that's dope. We appreciate it.
We appreciate
Episode
y'all
3 coming
coming in.
live.
It's like a message of the day, though. You know what I'm saying?
Message of the day.
Message of the podcast.
Talking about each time or just period?
Like,
message of the podcast to inform, to get different sides, both genders. I feel like everybody in this generation hears what they want to hear. All the guys is wrapped up in the guys. Sometimes the girls get wrong ideas about dudes. So I feel like it's a place to come together and hear out each person's side, each person's different story, different anything. We talk about anything and everything. It's just a place to come. When you got questions, they'll probably be answered here. You get information, you get viewpoints, all of that.
Yeah.
And one thing I like is all the hosts, all y'all got different personalities, but they mix well. So that's what's up.
thanks.
For sure.
That's You're saying that all of us are so different, but like we all rock, like it all works out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We all mesh, which is definitely dope. That's rare too. Not a lot of people can do that. So it works out. But thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, everybody. Please stay safe. It's hard. It's hard out here. But we rooting for everybody. We all in the struggle. It's only a matter of time.
All right.
I think this was a pretty good episode.